All righty. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the final episode for season number 4 of Doug's Dugout. It is the final episode for the season. Doug's going to be on vacation from baseball for a few months, but we want him back for season number 5, which will start sometime in the spring. Doug, you're off on vacation, a well-deserved one.
A well-deserved vacation. I miss baseball already. I miss baseball already, But,
Yeah.
We've got the hot stove league going on now. So, as they call it, the hot stove league. So, all the other podcasters, especially in the St. Louis area, they've got all kinds of scenarios going on to have something to talk about. Not much to talk about until after the winter meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, were you surprised by the World Series and the outcome?
Well, I told you, I predicted the Dodgers would win.
Yeah.
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 And so, Toronto, they went up there those last 2 games and, Toronto kind of fell apart. So, but Toronto had a good series, had a good season.
Yeah.
Hell, nobody
Now,
ever heard of the 80 ball players for the Toronto Blue Jays until the World Series this year, right?
so what changes do you anticipate for LA? Do you foresee any changes? Is there anybody they're going to lose in the postseason?
No, I think, I think they've got everybody, from what I've heard, is that they've got everybody tied up. Ohtani's got a long-term contract. Freddie Freeman's got a long-term contract. Mookie Betts has a long-term contract. Tommy Edmonds got a long-term contract. I think they might be looking for a third baseman.
Yeah.
I think they're not quite happy, even though the third baseman they had a pretty good postseason. I don't think that he's going to be around. I mean, I don't think they're extremely happy with him. But the Dodgers have a good organization, and they'll bring somebody up and probably fill in or either that or trade.
Well, I was going to ask you if you thought it'd come from a trade or from the farm system itself.
I think at this point in time, a position player, I think they'll bring up through the farm system because the Dodgers have, even though they've been in the race for the last 5 years or so and, trade prospects away and stuff, but they still have a good farm system. So, but the pitchers, pitching is always in a big demand.
Yeah.
So they may pick up a pitcher here and there, and who knows, there might be another Japanese pitcher available this year they can get from Japan too, right? They've got like at least three that I know of, Japanese ball players on their team. And they're all good ball players, especially Ohtani,
Right.
But Yamamoto, he's pitched pretty good. He pitched really well and everything. I think they had a closer. They had a closer that pitched extremely well. And so, the Dodgers, they have the money, and so they can put that big money out there to pick up the ball players. But position players, I think they can bring them up through their organization.
Yeah.
They're pretty well set on positions.
So you think they're going to be a formidable team for the next couple of years?
I think at least another year or two. Maybe, I think for another year, and all teams have their highs and lows, but I believe that the Dodgers have such an organization that they'll be just fine.
Yeah. And any changes in the postseason already for the Cardinals? I know that the Astros have had some coaching changes.
Well, the fans in St. Louis and me especially is that, the general manager, this guy named John Mozeliak, he was there for 30 years, and he finally retired. and they brought this young phenom in. His name is Kym Bloom. He was a general manager for Tampa and Boston, and he's been there. This is his second year. The first year was a kind of a year to feel what the organization's about and all that. And he's like 42 years old, and he feels that you need to build the farm system up, and that was all last season with it. But I saw an interview on YouTube the other day, and he was being interviewed by the local TV station in KSDK, and they had him in the room, and they had a one-on-one with him, and the basically the guy from the reporter says, I mean, attendance was down over 1 million from the year before, or 2 years ago it was over 1 million. And the fans are, is this next year, is it going to be a rebuilding year, or is it going to be a runway year, or is it going to be a contention year? Because the fans are kind of upset because, why don't you just come out and say rebuilding instead of this, use weasel words like runway and all that kind of stuff. And he kind of dodged the issue. The interview was like 10 minutes long. I got through the first 5 minutes, and I didn't really learn anything, but he did come out and actually say that the time with Nolan Arenado, our third baseman, has passed. And so for the good of the team and for the good of Nolan, they need to move on. So we'll go through this thing like we did last year. He's a and even he said that he's a future Hall of Famer, which he is. Okay. But what'll happen is that we'll go through all this year like we did last year. Yeah, Nolan Arenado, he's going to Houston.
Right.
Then he's going to go to Detroit. Then he's going to go to the Los Angeles. Then he's going to go to the Yankees, whatever. And see, Arenado basically got him. He's got him over the barrel because he's got, for one thing, he's got a no trade clause because he's been in the league more than 10 years. Okay, and also his contract. So his contract is something like 30-some million a year. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Now this is his last year of his contract. So the Cardinals are going to have to find somebody to eat that contract, or the Cardinals are going to have to eat some of that in order to trade him. So let's say they find somebody like the Dodgers need third baseman. Okay, they could trade him to the Dodgers. But the Dodgers were smart. They would cut up a deal is that, okay, we'll take him and we'll give you good prospects, but we don't want his salary, so you'll have to pay his salary the last year.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah, the Cardinals will.
Yeah.
Or we'll split it 50-50, whatever. But Arenado, and not only that, Arenado gets to choose what team he wants to go to. For an example, last year they had a deal with Astros, and he didn't want to go to Houston.
Right.
So he turned it down. So they got stuck with him. So we'll go through this. I think on opening day, my honest opinion, I think he'll still be the starting third baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals.
So you think he's going to stay?
I think they can't get. I don't think they can't get rid of him unless they DFA him. If they DFA him, designate for assignment, they still got to pay him. So the Cardinals are not going to pay $30 million for a guy that's been designated for assignment. They could just cut ties with him. So and he can still play. He defensively last year he was like he didn't win the Gold Glove, but he came pretty damn close to winning it. Okay, I think he was in second in the voting, and then also too his average suffered, but that second half of the season, Danny. He made a catch on a foul ball that he had to go back 2 or 3 rows on the third base side to catch the ball, and he landed on his shoulder on his back.
Wow.
Okay, and he continued playing the game, but he was out for most of the season, about 2 games or 3 games after that. So he was hurt last year. Arenado was hurt that second half. So, but I think. And another thing, too, we don't have anybody else that can play third base. They tried Gorman. He strikes out too much. I think he struck out like 150 times last year. He was terrible at third base, just terrible. Okay, and so for some reason the Cardinals still like Gorman, and he's making a minimum salary, so they like that. But I mean, they need a third baseman now. The Cardinals have a guy down in Memphis. His name is J.T. Witherholt, and he is supposed to be the next phenom. But I think even though he had a good year he started out in Springfield, went to Memphis, had a good year in Memphis. I don't think he's ready for the major leagues. He may be, we don't know. But I think he's a third baseman. Or they could bring Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker was a third baseman all his career. Matter of fact, Dave and I saw him play the outfield for the first time when he was in Springfield Cardinals in Corpus Christi 3 years ago. So he can play third base, but then you go there again, Jordan Walker's not hitting either. So they've got a lot of answers. They want to dump Sonny Gray, our best pitcher, even though he pitched very, very well most of the time, but he's making a lot of money. So they want to, they'd like to dump him. So, but the fans in St. Louis, they're not going to stand for it because, for one thing, around the St. Louis Stadium is one of the highest crimes area in the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, see, the stadium's right downtown, and the police department has tried all kinds of things because they know that, that stadium down there, hey, everybody makes a lot of money off of it to control it.
Right.
But they still have a lot of crime around there, and and why are people paying major league prices to put up with the crime, to put up with the parking, and then also, buying the tickets and buying beer for $15 a glass? Okay, and if not, you just go, I mean, the Memphis, if they're just going to play Memphis Redbirds, why should you pay that? If you want to watch a minor league team, well, go down to Memphis or go down to Springfield, Missouri.
Right.
So they've got a lot of answers to do. They've still got the same manager. I'm not in love with Ollie Marmot. Neither is Diva, but he's okay. I mean, he's okay. He's managed the bullpen pretty decent the last couple of years and stuff. So, everybody's kind of waiting for either Albert to come in or Yachty to manage the Cardinals. Okay. But see, Marmos has got a new contract last year, so they don't want to pay Marmol to stay at home and pay his contract and have him stay at home, unless they have to, unless Marmol loses control of the team. I think he's pretty much got control of the team, but they've got a lot of, we need pitching. That's all there is to it. And there's a pitcher named Miles Michaelis. A couple years ago, he was a pretty good pitcher. Last year, we were playing against the Cubs in Wrigley Field. It was like home run derby. And Michaelis was the pitcher. They hit like 5 homers in a row off of Michaelis. And he's had it. So there's rumors, and he's a free agent. So there was a rumor the other day that they were going to sign him, for one more year to eat innings up, but it'd be stupid if they do. So we need pitching big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the long or the short of it. They got some decision. The good news is that, the guy we really like a lot, Mason Wynn. We saw him play at Corpus Christi too up there. Okay, he won a Gold Glove this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. And then Burley, he plays first base, DH, outfield. He did win a Silver Slugger, so that's a good news there too.
Yeah.
So it's not all gloom and doom, but this Arenado deal has been going all last year, and it's going to go all through this year again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when will you know for sure if Arenado stays with the Cardinals?
Probably in spring training. I think after the first year, see how it works is that The first week in December, I think I said last time, all the general managers, they go to some swanky hotel, either in Hawaii or Puerto Rico or someplace warm, and they have winter meetings, and they have all the general managers there, and usually all the free agents show up too, so they can plead their case for a contract, right?
Right.
And so when they get the general managers together one on one, they can usually make a deal, you know.
Right.
And but I mean, even with there's nothing like a person to person contact. I mean, with all the phones and all the Zoom calls and everything else, sure they do that all the time. But to actually sit down and talk to somebody in a hotel room and ask them, what kind of deal we can make. So
Right.
that's in December, okay, and then spring training, catchers, and it'll be kind of quiet after the first year. All the players will start signing their contracts because all the players they want a contract so they can go to spring training, right?
Right.
Okay, so there'll be some few holdouts, but the bottom line is that pitchers and catchers report around February 15th, and then the rest of the team reports like the last week in February. So usually the rosters are pretty much the veterans like Arenado, you know, it's pretty well settled. But I believe that Arenado will still be the third baseman coming forward to opening day. Now they
Yeah.
may trade him if the Cardinals are out of it by the trading deadline or by the All Star break. Okay, which they probably will be. They may somebody's needing a third baseman. Okay, they may cut a deal then. There'll be some team like the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Mets or the Cubs that'll need a third baseman to get them through the stretch drive. And then the Cardinals, they won't get a whole lot for him, but at least they'll get something for him. And they'll
Right.
probably dump that contract too. At least
Yeah.
half of it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
All
But then,
right.
we've got a lot of catchers. The Cardinals have got a lot of catchers. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we didn't have, Yachty retired. We didn't have any catchers. Okay, so we had to go out and get the guy from the Cubs, and he caught for us. And then this last year, we made a first baseman out of him. He did pretty good. But now we've got like four catchers. There's a guy down in Memphis named Jimmy Crooks, and there's another guy named Benatar is supposed to be pretty good. And then we've got, um, Paez and Tozo. They're in a major league roster, so we got like four or five catchers. So I think one of those guys will be gone
Yeah.
in the minor league. Somebody, and they'll probably trade him for a pitcher or something.
Right.
Yeah, but Tozo, Tozo, and this time last year, Tozo, his wife and him and his baby was living in his car.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and the Cardinals took a flyer on him at spring training, and then he literally went from his car to the spring training field. Okay, he slept. Him and his family lived in the car, and he would get up in the morning, and then he'd just go across the street and go to spring training for the Cardinals.
Wow.
Yeah, he made the team. He made the team, and then of course, so then his financial picture improved dramatically. Then
Wow. That is incredible.
it is incredible, eh?
Yeah.
And the baby was like 6 months older or something like that. Okay, his baby had some health problems. He had,
Wow.
she had like brain disease or some shit like that. So I mean, he
Wow.
didn't have any. He had a good year.
Yeah.
He did really well for the Cardinals.
Well, at least he's earning a salary now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right. So when does the opening day next year? What day?
I think it's the last week in March. I think it's around March 28th, March
Yeah.
27th. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like
Uh,
we said last time, they always try to they want to get the last game of the World Series done before November
Right.
1st, right?
Right.
It's like the sacred cow, you know. Oh God, we're playing baseball in November. You know, this year they missed it. It went in November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, well, I know that we expect you back for season number 5. It's incredible that we've been doing this for like 5 years,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know, pretty soon you're gonna end up earning an Emmy. You know,
A lifetime achievement award.
that's right. You know,
Yeah.
you're a veteran, you know, host now. You know,
Yeah.
and
Give me an award, and somebody will get up there. I'll go up there and pick it up, and somebody will say some political crap. You know, when I pick it up or something. You know.
well, one of the things that I mentioned to you is obviously, you know, we're on a quest to pay the bills, right? And so we've been pretty lucky over the last few weeks to formulate some partnerships, especially for the holiday season. And I wanted to take an opportunity for the viewers out there to know that if you didn't know, we have our web mobile apps, which contain all of our shows, both Doug's Dugout, the Spin Zone, all the SpaceX coverage for the last 4 or 5 years. If you want to go and check out a specific show, you can do that. We've got links to the 3 Valley newspapers also within the web app. And, you know, we've got links to Fox News, I think NPR for the liberals.
Is that still
And
around?
believe it or not, I
NPR?
believe it. I think so. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I'm supposed to be able to pull it here. Let's see. Yeah, it's right here. NPR News. There it
Sponsored by
is.
George Soros. Sponsored by
Yeah.
George Soros, huh?
Yeah. So
Through a
they're still
Catholic,
on.
through a Catholic
Ah.
um, organization,
Yeah. Hold on. Let me go back.
NGO, Catholic NGO.
Yes. NGO. Give me a second here. I went too far. All right. So basically, we started advertising for some, you know, online retailers. And one of the very first ones is a company called Bighorn Outdoors. They manufacture pizza ovens and grills. So for
Okay.
those of you out there looking to purchase or interested in a pizza oven, Bighorn Outdoors sells some pizza ovens. In fact, if you go through the web app, you'll end up using a coupon code that will give you quite a bit of savings. But
Are they? Is it wood fired or is it gas fired or both?
actually,
or?
they've got several types. They've got, in the pizza oven categories, they've got pellet pizza ovens, they've got gas pizza ovens, electric pizza ovens, and multi-fuel. So if you go over to the gas, they've got several types. Right now, this 12-inch portable gas pizza oven, it retails for $119. But if you use our
Oh, that's
code,
reasonable.
you can get it for $71 right now as part of Black Friday.
That's very reasonable. They're much more
Yeah,
money than that.
so actually it's $119 normally, but if you go through our app, you'll get it for $71. And I already have a pizza oven from another company, and let me tell you, there's a big difference between pizza that you buy and get delivered versus the stuff you make at home. And I have a wood pellet one, but I'm
Okay.
definitely interested in the gas-fired ones, because what the gas-fired ones, the advantage of that is that you can maintain and regulate the temperature a lot easier
Okay.
than having to stoke the fire with pellets or even wood chips, right? So,
Okay.
and of course the multi-fuel ones, the nice thing about the multi-fuel ones is that they're gas fired, but they're also wood based. So you can do both fuels at the same time and get that smoky flavor. So
You going to try one on your
Bighorn
tailgate show?
Outdoors is one of the vendors that we're actually advertising for.
You going to cook a pizza on your tailgate
head
show
back
sometime?
here. And then, of course, Doug, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Doug,
Yeah, I'm right
I
here.
lost you. Hold on. I can't hear myself. Hold on. I lost the Bluetooth. Give me a second.
Can you hear me now?
You there, Doug?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I lost the Bluetooth.
I said, are you going to have a tailgate? Are you going to make a pizza on the tailgate videos? Podcast?
I am eventually here. I've got a few episodes still to do, but I do plan to do a tailgate. So for those fishermen out there, we've also partnered with a company called Pissy Fun, and what they manufacture are rods and reels. So right now, their Black Friday specials are up to 80%. And so one of the things that they sell are actual reels. They've got spinning reels, they've got casting reels, electric reels, saltwater fishing reels. I didn't know there was a difference. And ice fishing reels, right?
Oh,
I remember, Doug, I don't know if you ever went over to Buffalo to Plant One back with our former employer.
I was there one time.
Did you ever drive by that highway leading to downtown Buffalo and saw the ice fishermen on that Niagara River? Yeah. I had the opportunity to watch them during the winter, and I guess Niagara River would like freeze. And they'd be out there, Doug. They'd be out there fishing, you know.
When I think of ice fishing, I always think of the Jack Lemmon Walter Matthau movie, Dirty Old Man.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
The Dirty Old Man had Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, and the first one had Anne Margaret. And the second one had Anne Margaret and Sophia Loren. And they were in Minnesota, and they were ice fishing out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this manufacturer, especially down here, since a lot of people are big into fishing, sells different types of fishing reels and rods, and they're not very expensive. But from what I know, these are premium reels. They're not your cheap Zebco that you buy at Walmart, and the first catch of a catfish here locally, it'll break your reel or your rod. So we've partnered up with them, and for anybody looking for rods and reels, it's a pretty interesting site to go to. And then we've also partnered with another company called Tidewee. And Tidewee is actually a company that sells duck hunting equipment. I had no idea. I thought I had hit Duck Dynasty or something. But apparently they sell all kinds of stuff for
it's big business.
Hunting.
Yeah,
big business, right? So we managed to partner up with a lot of outdoorsy.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
We'll have to try I have a Park Tool pizza cutter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, made by Park Tool. Yeah, I bought one. I have one. But in our household, times are tough, so we could only pay $35 for the tool 1 month, and then next month we'll have to wait for the Social Security check to come in to pay for the pizza.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll invite you and Diva over when I'm ready to do a pizza. You can bring your park tool.
Yeah, part two. Yeah, part two pizza cutter.
And then the last one that we're partnered with is a pet food company. It's called Zeal Pet Foods. And they sell premium pet food. We're not talking Old Roy from Walmart. We're not talking Purina here. We're talking what they term air-dried dog food and cat food. Now, I will be honest with you. Their prices on this food is kind of high. A pound for dog food is $29. A pound. A pound.
Yeah, that's a lot
But
of money.
it comes straight from Canada, right? But they say
Gotta
that
pay
your
the
pooch,
tariff. Gotta pay the tariff.
they say that your pooch will enjoy it. You know?
Well, anybody will do anything for their dogs. I tell you, my daughter, those two mutts that she's got up there, one of them I wouldn't give you 2 cents for, but you know, they wine and dine them and all kinds of stuff. So dogs are important to people.
Yeah, they are. They are.
And the amount of people, the amount of dogs that walk around here in Rancho, you know, when I'm riding my bike, I've only got to watch out for golf carts and dog walkers.
Yeah, yeah. So for anybody out there looking for a pizza oven, looking for a brand new rod and reel, if you're into duck hunting, or you want to treat your pooch with some premium dog food, go to our web app, click on those.
$29 a pound. Wow.
$29 a pound. You know.
Wow.
Guaranteed to poop golden eggs.
Sort of that stuff that Glenn Beck sells on his program. It's like a supplement you sprinkle on the dog food.
Right.
It has vitamins and probiotics and all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But definitely we're excited about having these members on, you know.
That's good.
Yeah, so for anybody out there who's interested, go to our web app, check out the vendors. If you've missed a show, want to look at something.
Are you going to do ads and do the like Leo does and talk through the ads? You know, he uses you know, they give him something to read and he reads it.
The only agreement right now, the only agreement right now is that we're going to advertise on the web apps right now.
Oh, okay.
That's as far as it goes. Now we may, from time to time, do something like this where we'll mention something, right? But for right now, it's basically just the web apps.
You may have to get you a crack. You may have to get you a crack San Benito lawyer to help you out here to lawyer up. You know.
I know. Yeah.
San Benito lawyer.
It'd be great. It'd be great to get an automotive parts manufacturer, but I don't know if I really want one right now.
I think they're kind of. I can give you 20 billion reasons
not to.
Why they may have problems. You may not get paid either, though. That's about the problem. They'd probably like to advertise, but they was not very good about paying people anyway. Now that's even worse, probably.
Well, let me tell you, I have a wiper blade that my right side wiper blade on my vehicle has gone out. I mean, not that it's gone out, but you know, the rubber has kind of coming apart.
Yeah, vertebrae and all that stuff in there.
I can't find a wiper blade for my vehicle. You know, I've looked everywhere locally.
You mean from a farmer company?
Well, I can't call them. Anywhere. I'm talking about Walmart, AutoZone.
What? They don't have wiper blades in stock?
Not for my vehicle. I can't find it. So
what do you got to Duesenberg or something or what?
Oh, it's a Toyota. You know?
You're kidding me.
No. Now,
Advance, doesn't it? Advance or AutoZone or
no,
any of those places?
I've looked. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're not
You have to buy one
getting
off
supplies.
Amazon, have it delivered. You have
I
to buy
know.
one off Amazon.
Well, there is a place. I don't know if you've ever been to it here. It's called Ollie's. They sell all kinds of uh,
Yeah,
old
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and they were advertising some wiper blades. So I had the. I've got the. I'm gonna may check them out, see if I can find something. You know, but yeah. So who knows?
What kind of Toyota is it?
Oh, it's an old one. I'm a poor podcaster, remember.
A Toyota Corolla or something way back when, a little rice burner back then or something, you know?
Way back then, Doug.
Oh, wow.
Early model.
I bet they have one for a 2004 Pontiac Aztek somewhere.
They probably do. They
Yeah,
probably do. You know.
yeah.
But anyway. All righty. Everybody. So this was the season finale for
Yeah, let's
Doug's
talk about
Dugout.
let's talk about some of the awards a little bit here. You
Okay.
know, no surprise here. Shoni Otani got Most Valuable Player again this year,
Yeah.
and Aaron Judge got Most Valuable Player in the American League. No surprise there.
Yeah.
It's like the third year in a row. I thought
Right.
maybe Cal Raleigh may get it. He had that super year. I think he had like 55 homers or 52 years for the Seattle team, but he didn't. He come up short on the voting. So Aaron Judge and Otani, and then the Cy Young winners was second year in a row. The guy out of Detroit, Tariq Skubal.
Right.
Okay, and then the National League was I just had it. It'll come to me in a second. I'm looking on my iPad here. Um, see, well, I can't find it for now. It'll come to me. But Cardinals got on the all rookie team. There's a relief pitcher, a guy named Swanson. They came out of nowhere and they brought him up at the second half last year. Pitched very well, and he made the All Star game as a pitcher, relief pitcher.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you, as we mentioned, this is the final season finale for Doug's Dugout for season 4. He will be back for season 5.
I hope
That's if
so.
that's if he renews his contract with me and the big guy upstairs.
We're working on the health issues. You know, we just 450 miles a month on the old bikaroo, and I'm still
Yeah.
trying to lose some weight here.
Yeah.
Working on that.
Well,
So
yeah. But you will see Doug back. He's going to be in one of our Black Friday episodes that we've got all month. We're going to have one on Apple products for the holiday season. So be sure to tune into those episodes where we're going to bring you Black Friday specials the entire month. Last week's episode was exclusive to televisions. Doug
Skeen. Paul Skeen for the Pirates.
Paul Skeen. So last week's show dealt with televisions. So I know, Doug, you just bought one.
What's that?
A TV.
Yeah. After less than 4 years old, I bought another TV. I was so damn mad. 65. It was 65-inch. Samsung.
Yeah.
It wasn't no cheap ass, Best Buy brand. The Insignia wasn't that.
Yeah.
And I got one here in my office, an LG.
Yeah.
She moved out in like 2006, 2000, no, about 2010.
Right.
So they're on, yeah, but definitely. But hey, listen, on the Black Friday sales, we didn't talk about the e-bikes.
That's true. We can do
There's a
an
lot
episode on
of
e-bikes.
well, yeah, because there's a lot of they're wanting to dump e-bikes because of the season deal, right?
Right.
And so they're all the guys are got their e-bikes $500 off, whatever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and merchandise too, because it's
Wow.
off season for e-bike riders.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
really get a good deal.
we definitely have to look at that as well.
Yeah.
All righty, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Doug, I apologize for being on Studio B.
That'll be one of my contract stipulations for next year.
No Studio B. All right. All righty, everybody. Well, that's it for tonight. Doug, thank you for tuning in. And we will see you all in a few days. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.